Okay, well I seem to have cracked this diff adjust using the T6. So for me, when I turn the radio on, I've got no functions going. If I play with the T6, nothing happens. And the reason nothing happens is in the trim tab, I have disabled the T6. And then I've repurposed it only in my flight modes. So now if I turn my flight modes on.
Flight mode on. Flight mode cruise.
My T6 is active.
Aileron differential 35%. Aileron differential 30%.
And to see that in action,
aileron differential 35%.
it's
Aileron
tracking
differential,
correctly.
30%. Aileron differential 25%.
And if I currently switch to, say, thermal speed mode, where I have no differential,
Flight mode speed.
so it's reading.
Flight mode cruise.
It's reading the VAR correctly. So to set up the mix, I've done the standard. So when my flight modes are on, the source is the variable. It's always on. So if the T6 is active, it'll adjust. And as you can see over here,
aileron differential
it is moving.
Aileron differential.
So actually, the adjustment of the variable with the T6 was the same as it was before. It's quite easy. The tricky thing was the call. And so what I've done is I set up some logic switches. So it runs on three logic switches. I have one called T6 adjuster, and either if it's flicking to the right or to the left, this logic switch is on. And what that does is it calls out the voice call, but not the value. So every time you touch a switch,
aileron differential
it calls out aileron differential. And then if I'm going right, I have a logic switch that says read trim right, and only when the flight modes are on and when the trim switches switch to the right, and the same for the left. And then when I go to my calls, you can see the first one, which is the this is when the voice call is calling differential. So every time the T6 is adjusted, it calls differential, aileron differential. And then if I'm reading trim right, it plays the value, but you have to make sure that it's in the not mode. So
aileron differential.
It's not, so it's calling now aileron differential. We let go, it reads the trim. It reads the variable, I should say. So it's all awesome now.